US President Donald Trump has imposed a ban on the entry of Eritreans into the US. Big news. Welcome to my views and news. Thanks for watching the channel. Just a few minutes ago, US President Donald Trump issued an executive order prohibiting the entry of nationals of 12 countries. Eritrea is one of them. What is the ground for this decision? We were hoping that Eritrea US relations would improve. We saw a message of congratulation on Eritrean Independence Day from US officials. But a big decision made a few hours ago by Donald Trump, the US president. Let's have a detailed look at what this executive order is about. Well, the President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, a few hours ago issued an executive order. The executive order was issued after the Trump government asked relevant departments to conduct a study into the countries whose nationals pose a security threat to the US, whose nationals overstay in the US, and whose nationals are difficult to be returned. The countries don't cooperate in taking back their citizens. So, on the basis of these factors, US State Department conducted a study, a research, and compiled a report. The report was submitted to the president, who has taken action now. 12 countries have been completely banned. Nationals of these countries have been completely banned from entering the US. The executive order contains details of the allegations against the nationals of each of these 12 countries. 7 countries partially banned. Firstly, the name of the countries, then what are the allegations against Eritrea and other countries. Which 12 countries have been completely banned? Eritrea in the Horn of Africa. Somalia, second country in the Horn of Africa. Sudan, neighboring Sudan. Libya, Chad, Equatorial Guinea, Republic of Congo, Iran, Afghanistan, Burma, Haiti, and Yemen. 5 countries in this neighborhood: Eritrea, Sudan, Chad, Somalia, Yemen, and then close to Sudan there is Libya as well. 6 countries in this region completely banned. Partially banned countries are Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. Firstly, why have these countries been banned? The ban is both on non-immigrants and immigrants. It means that even visit visas won't be issued to the nationals of these countries, let alone immigration visas. Well, the executive order contains lists of allegations against these countries individually. 3 main allegations against Eritrea. Firstly, the central authority which issues passports in Eritrea lacks competence. US does not have access to the criminal record of Eritrean nationals. That is why how can it allow the people to enter US from Eritrea? Firstly. Secondly, some Eritrean nationals, when they enter the US, they overstay. Thirdly, Eritrea does not take back its citizens if they are found involved in overstaying. Eritrea does not take back. By the way, South Sudan is not on the list. A few days ago, we saw a serious escalation, diplomatic escalation between South Sudan and the US when South Sudan refused to take back some foreign nationals sent by the US. US threatened to impose complete ban on South Sudan, the movement of South Sudanese people into the US, and South Sudan then agreed. It took back foreign nationals, not South Sudanese, who were deported from the US. South Sudan not on the list. Allegations against Somalia, similar allegations. Firstly, Somalia does not take back its citizens. Secondly, Somalia's nationals involved in overstaying in the US. Thirdly, Somalia's government does not have territorial control in entire Somalia, and terrorist elements are operating. They could use their entry into the US to carry out terrorist activities. Allegations against other countries to Haiti, Afghanistan, Libya, individual allegations. Don't want to go into details. So, Eritreans completely banned from entering the US. Question, viewers, is what will be the impact of this decision on US Eritrea relations? Firstly, Eritrea was hoping that Donald Trump government would be interested in improving ties with Eritrea. And we saw a message of congratulation when Trump was elected as the president, message of congratulation from Eritrean president. And recently we saw a message of congratulation from US government on Eritrean Independence Day. US definitely wants to improve ties with the Eritrean government, but it wants the Eritrean government to take back its nationals who are being expelled, who are being deported from the US. Will Eritrea agree? Let's see. Secondly, US wants to have access to the criminal records of the Eritrean nationals. It wants to have access to the work of Eritrean government departments, like the one which is issuing passports. Will Eritrea give this access? That remains to be seen. Overall, a sad day for Eritreans. Not for Eritrean government, I would say, because in recent months, lots of Eritreans have not been able to reach the US or to get asylum there. But those Eritreans who wish to visit their family members who are in the US, they won't be able to do that now. Why? Because even the ban is on non-immigrant visas too. If you have one of your family members living in the US while you are in Eritrea, you apply for a visa, you won't be allowed to visit the US. That is why it's a sad day for Eritreans living in Eritrea and living abroad too, but they have Eritrean nationality and they want to visit the US. Eritrean government will suffer in terms of the remittances it receives, but there will be no increase. The current Eritrean community in US might suffer if the laws are applied to them too, because even those people, those foreign nationals which have valid documents, even they are insecure in the US and they fear that they could also be deported. Overall, a bad news. Now, Eritrean government will have to show some flexibility, or the ban on Eritrea will remain in place. The executive order came a few hours ago, 2 to 3 hours ago, I think. I heard about it a few minutes ago. So it means that the Eritrean government might respond. Will Eritrean government respond or not, by the way? Will it just keep quiet and cooperate with the US government for its removal, for the removal of the country from this list? Or will it outrightly reject this ban? That we'll see in coming hours. Thanks for watching.